Here we go. Welcome in. All right, so we are doing a late shift. Had some PC struggles going on, so yeah, that wasn't so hot. But it is what it is. Not much you can do about it. All right, what's up, everybody? How y'all doing? Welcome to the Glow Show. We are rocking and rolling tonight, kicking it in high gear. All right, we're going to split some tubes and make a few items and see how the streaming PC holds up. And hopefully we don't have any issues. What's up, Dragonfly? You're up late. How you doing? All right, so I'm going to bring this out like that. I had to completely redo the whole PC again. All the software, everything just crashed. I may actually still have to rebuild this thing too. With the amount of cameras and stuff I have going on, I don't know if it'll handle it. Oh, nope. Stay away from that. So we're going to find out, though. I'm doing a test run on it. Nights and days are upside down. Yeah, I'm doing okay. Hanging in there, you know. What's up? Who is that? B, how are you? Yeah, it's just, I'm trying to run so many different cameras on here. I'm trying to get like 4 of them working simultaneously. And they each draw power off the motherboard. And that is a problem. So I may have to just put a networking card in here, like a 4-slot adapter capture card. That would probably be the best choice. What's up? How's everybody doing? Melissa, how are you? Michael, what's up? Yeah, it is. It is morning, isn't it? Holy moly! It is morning. I didn't even realize it at the moment. All right, let me split this last tube, and then we'll actually get to making some stuff. I'm going to try out. There's a color called Orange Elvis, and I've used it a little bit, but not a lot. So I figure we're going to try it out and see what it does in the full spectrum here. 4 a.m. Wow. Couple hours, it's time to get up. That's okay, though. All right, we're going to pull this down and get it all looking good. Yeah, I had the PC all set up. We had 4 cameras running. I had different angles going, and then it just said no. It shut itself down. So I think I have to get a motherboard that can handle the power delivery. No, more like 330. There you go. 220. 230 for you, roughly. Bam. That's still early. Christmas crafts. Yeah. Me too. I'm still filling the orders. Although it is getting to the time where I have a couple days and then I have to cut it off. No more orders can go out. Well, I mean, they can, but I can't guarantee the time. right now we're still in a situation here where we have flooding going on. So that has put a definite hinder on getting stuff out and getting stuff in. I've been waiting for a glass shipment for 5 days now. And that could be a problem soon. I haven't seen the glass on the movement. But, having been in the situation of shipping too, I understand that it, sometimes the system doesn't update fast either. All right, let's do something simple. While I'm waiting, we're going to do a quick pickle. Got a bunch of orders. Yeah, I've been waiting on this glass and it's coming from Oregon, so it's like right up the road. Shouldn't be fast. It shouldn't take long. Oh, I was going to do the orange first. All right, let me pull the stringer down. We'll do the pickle after we do the orange. So this is Orange Elvis. I saw that you. I saw that. I got the address. Or Stephanie did, I should say. She's been really, really helping out, trying to get everything handled because it's just chaotic. Next year, I need to get a few elves here to help get everything out because it's hard to try and get all the orders out, packed, shipped, and make them. All right, so we're going to bring this down, and this will be for the pickle. We've got some uranium glass going. There we are. Yes, don't forget to hit the like button and the subscribe. I appreciate that. Thank you for saying that, Dragonfly. You volunteer? Okay. You can definitely come up. You and Terry can come up and help be elves, and I'll teach you a few things on the torch. Nothing better than having hands-on with it. If I were tweezers, I'd be right here. You need a couple of them elves? Yeah, me too. I need lots of elves. All right, so we're going to bring this out, and we're going to pull that off. We're going to do the red Elvis real quick, or not red Elvis, orange Elvis. And we're going to see what it does. I'm not 1,000% confident that it's going to be amazing, but we're going to try it. So this is the orange Elvis prior to actually working it. It is very transparent. Oh, what's up? How are you doing? Thank you for saying hi. All right, let's go. We're going to turn this. I'm going to try a cardinal out of this. I want to see if it gets reddish orange or orangey orange. I just don't know what it's going to do. So I'm going to try a cardinal out of it and see what happens. So maybe it'll be a funky color cardinal. And we'll get it all together. So I was trying to also taper off the torch sound. I want a little bit of the hiss coming through, but I don't want it like blaring. I hope it's okay. No, we're not doing marbles. This is going to be it's going to be a cardinal shape, but I don't know if the color is going to work. So we're trying this new color. It's called Orange Elvis, but I think it turns kind of reddish orange, which would be really good for the cardinal. Maybe. I don't know. I just have to experiment with this and see what the color actually turns out like. So that's what we're doing. We're going to do the cardinal out of it. And if not, it'll just be a funky bird. And nothing wrong with that. So we're going to bring this out here and taper it down. So this is the body for the cardinal. Again, I don't know what color it's going to be eventually. I have not I'm really familiar with this color. What microphone do I use? Right now, I am on the Rode Wireless Go 3. I also have a Earthworks Ethos. So lots of different options. Why, does the microphone sound bad? Thank you. Thank you, Bayo, for the thumbs up. All right, we're going to bring this out and pull this little tail guideline. Even on the cardinal, I do the same thing. I make a little guide template for the tail. Like that. You looking for a new mic? Are you wanting wireless or like wired? Because I've tried a lot of different microphones. I can tell you a couple if you're doing like XLR or USB. There are a couple really good variations. If you're doing an XLR version, there's an amazing microphone that is super cheap right now. Can I make marbles? Yeah, absolutely. Got to do something to replace them. Because I lose my marbles all the time. Okay, here we go. One more. All right, so we've got this orange Elvis starting to transform a little bit. This is a color I'm not familiar with, so you guys are along for the ride with me. That's the whole thing. I don't know exactly what this color is going to end up doing, but we'll find out together. We're making a little, well, it's going to be a cardinal, but if the color doesn't turn out right, it'll be a off-color cardinal. So we're going to find out. This is a kind of a newer color for me to work with. It's not a newer color, just one that I'm not 1,000% familiar with. So I'm just kind of working it, trying to see what it does. You can see it's starting to get this orangey hue to it. I need it to go a little more red, and then I'll be happy. Probably should have just turned it to a hummingbird, but I didn't. We're going to bring it down like that. All right, so we got a little loop on there. And we're going to start putting the wings on here. Seeing if they come out, then we'll add the face and the little crest on there. Oop, that's not centered. There we go. First canary. All right, let's get the wings on here. It's late night. Might get a little delirious in here, so we'll find out. All right, let's do these wings. A little bit of a tippy tail on the end of it. The way you make the hummingbird, you could do a cockatiel. Yeah, I can do parrots and cockatiels. I just have to get the right colors. Yeah, could do just about any bird. The peacock is going to be hard. The peacock one will be a little bit of a pain. What's up, Red Squeak? Yeah, peacock won't be easy. All right, let's do this out here. Let's bring this in. At least to do the peacock correctly, it won't be easy. There's a couple ways you could cheat it, but I don't want to do that. It'll make it look really cheesy. Don't need no cheesy peacock. Yep, that's what I thought. There we go. All right, so we got wing number 2 on there. I'm just waiting to see what this color does. This is called Orange Elvis. It's a striking color. I can't strike it like I do normal colors because it will kind of, it does what's called livering. It will kind of get a livery look to it. Have I got a light? No, this is all AI. Let's bring this up here. I just got to smooth all that out. Get it to blend in. Put some eyeballs on here. I'm hoping this looks okay. We'll find out very shortly. Let's put the little beak on here. Okay. And that's the funny part is until you put the crest on there, it just looks like a normal bird. Once you put that little crest up there, it changes it into the cardinal look. I'm hoping it looks good, but man, I don't know. This color is kind of worrying me. I don't know if it's going to go very red. And now we got that little crest on there. It makes a huge difference as far as the shape and what it actually transforms into. But that's the Orange Elvis. We're going to pop it in the kiln, check it out in a little bit, see what happens with it. Not quite sure what's going to happen. We'll see if this color works or doesn't work. And that might be good for other things too. Who knows? But yeah, we're going to bring it back out. Hopefully the wings and everything go orange, orangish red. And let me part these two together. I know cockatiels very well. Body is too round for it. Wait till it mellows out. Okay, wait till you see it when the color comes in. And if you think you can do a better cardinal, go ahead and do it. But you got to wait for the color to come in before you can judge what it looks like. Because you just don't know. All right, here we go. Everything looks different once the colors come in. we're going to bring this out. Hopefully it stays pretty neutral here. All right. I'm actually going to pop this in the kiln and see if we can get this to strike up to the colors. What's up, BDH? How are you? Bail. All right, let's make the pickles real quick. Got a couple of these points pulled. Dude, that's all got crusties on it. If I were a glove, I would be right here. So every once in a while, we got to wipe this off when they get little stuff on them. Little kiln dust. How long does it take to make a pickle? This will be fast. This will be probably 5-6 minutes max, if that. Oh, the trolls are out. Absolutely, Red Squeak. You guys, if you want to rate the trolls, you can certainly do that. Just give them a rating, on their troll level, 0 to 10. 0 to 10. All right, let's do this pickle. All right, here we go. We're going to bring this out. And we're going to smooth it out. I need a little bit of a punty rod here. So what happens when you clean your bench, you forget you have stuff that you need. Ah, here's one. Perfect. All right, so we're going to punty this up like that. Seal it up here a little. Then we'll start the pickle. And we're going to use the uranium for the pickle dots. So it should glow little uranium on it. How much for the jellyfish? 300. That has uranium in it as well. Uranium, some silver, and gold. Lots of uranium glass in it, though. And here we go. So this one we just have to give it a little bend to. It's all good. And 3, 2, 1. Just give it a small push. Like that. Don't want to do too much. Push a little air into it so it doesn't collapse. And I think we're good. Bring this down. Like that. Of course, it won't snap tonight. Thank you for the jewels. I appreciate it. What is it? 0 to 7. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Thank you, drive through. Now, if you know what that's from, we could definitely be friends. If you know what that little phrase is from, thank you, drive through. All right, let's add the little pickle dots on here. I'm not suspecting a lot of people will get that one. Looks like a hot dog. If it was green, yeah. I don't know if I'd eat a green hot dog. All right, so we're just going to add these dots all the way around, fusing them in. And hopefully we don't get a little crack in here. Put a dot there, it's missing one. Now the hard part about this particular technique is you actually have to fuse the dot on there. You don't want to just kind of tap it on there and leave it. It will end up cracking the item. You don't physically fuse it in there. And what I mean by fusing it in is you kind of have to push it into the piece and then pull it back. And you should feel a resistance. If you don't feel a resistance on it, then you haven't fused it in. And it will eventually crack if you don't do that. All right, so we got the pickle dots. Now that is going to be cool because the pickle will actually glow green like that. So it's going to have that nice intense green, kind of like the hat and the jellyfish. All right, we're going to do the 2 holes in here. This is the new design this year. We kind of changed it up a little bit. So we're going to park a little hole right on the side and one on the other side. Okay, one there. And we're going to park one right about there. I may have to redo that dot. All right. Should be good. Let's get it opened up. So instead of putting a physical hook on these anymore, I just kind of open these up. Then you can string right through the pickle itself. And you don't have to worry about a hook breaking off, which is where 90% of the problems come from. All right, we're going to have to add a few more dots back on here because they melted in a little. So now it should go all the way through. Oh, there it is. So it can hang like that. And again, no physical hook on it. It just makes it so much better that way. Yeah, pickle. The Christmas pickle. You just dated yourself saying Wang, by the way. That definitely dates you. All right, we're going to add a little dot here and there. And that should be good. So we got the little Christmas pickle all done. I was surprised how many people know about this. I didn't know. There we go. All right, let's change it up to something else. What else do I have on the agenda here? Oh, mushroom. We're going to do a mushroom. Yeah, we're going to make a mushroom Christmas ornament. It's going to be a really cool one, too. Ouch, that hurt. Let me make sure we're on the right color path, though. I have to look it up. 1 second here. I'm so sorry. There we go. Pull that up. Sorry, this is just going to take me a second. I just have to look this mushroom up because I can't remember if it's the fumed one or the non-fumed mushroom. And these are not fumed. Okay. Make sure it's not Okay, yeah, this is clear. So this will be awesome. This will be fun. You get to see a mushroom made. How much are the mushrooms? I just looked it up. Hold on 1 second. I'll tell you. I don't know. It's not coming up. That's weird. It has, yeah, I don't know yet. I got to check my Etsy. They did something funky on there. It should be like $34 for a mushroom. But I think we had these running at a special. And for some reason, Etsy's definitely not showing the right price. All right, so let's go. We're going to make a mushroom. This mushroom is going to have a caramel and blue top to it. And we're going to kind of do a technique called finger painting on it, which is going to kind of give it a tie-dye psychedelic effect. Yeah, it's the tie-dyed mushroom. That's what we're working on. Modest Mouse, how are you? Good to see you. All right, there's the orange Elvis. We're going to park that off to the side. So I do have to rip some of this tubing off. It's too much. Don't want to make a gigantic mushroom. How do you find the Etsy? Etsy is under Starry Night Glass Art. There we go. We're going to have a little ASMR sizzle here. Y'all ready for it? Here we go. Still red hot. See that? That's after being in the water that long. All right, so we're going to pull this into the mushroom shape at the moment. Yeah, that's that. I don't know why that says that, Dragonfly. That's a weird price. I would never price it that way. I have no idea why Etsy has that up that way. I would never, ever put it at that price. DBZ, thank you for the owl. Is there an owl? So when you guys buy the jewels, is there something that comes up on the screen like TikTok, or is it just like a character that you're buying? Because I don't see it. Does the owl pop up like TikTok? I wish they would show it for me then. Yeah, the ghost dog is a lot of fun and cool. I like it. It'll come up on your screen. Okay, yeah, it doesn't show it on mine. That sucks. Oh well. All right, so we're going to bring it out and just kind of start shaping the base of the mushroom and then the neck where the mushroom cap will end up going. I want to keep it super straight right now because we don't want it going sideways. I heard Guy Fieri had a fall and is now in a wheelchair. That's what happened to him. What's your opinion on fake animatronic? I have no idea what that even is. Melissa, thank you for the jewels. How's the heat feel? Not very hot at all. All right, so we're going to spiral this caramel up here. And here we go. In 3, 2, 1. Going to take it and flip it around. We're just going to spiral it all the way around. So this is the actual caramel color. This isn't the butterscotch. This is the really super awesome stuff. I definitely wear sunscreen. Yeah, you have to, or you're going to get a nice little roasty tan that you don't want. All right, I put some blue around here somewhere. We need the dark blue. All right, we got dark blue. It's almost black, but it's a dark blue. We're going to spiral that around. And then we're going to finger paint it and turn it to a tie-dye. Yeah, always wear sunscreen. The trick was finding the right sunscreen, because if you get the wrong stuff and it gets all droopy and sweaty and then it gets in your eyes, it stings like hell. It hurts. So I only found one sunscreen so far that does not get in your eyes and sting. So I'm pretty happy about that part. All right, there's one blue. Then I brought out one extra blue. This is kind of like a sparkly dark blue right there. It's almost looking black, but it is a dark blue. And we're going to spiral that on there. Except for that bug that just attacked me. Okay, and then we got the blues on there. Bea, thank you so much. Sun balloon. I wish I could see those. That'd be so cool. How do you blow the glass? Well, you're going to see here in just a minute. I got to turn this on though. I need some more circulation. What's that? Can only blind people do this? I'm going to rate that troll comment like a 1.5, because like 50 people have already done that. So you only get a 1.5 out of 10 on that troll comment. Propane, yes, oxygen and propane. So we're going to throw some more caramel on here just to overlay it just a tiny bit. And that's it. We're doing a mushroom Christmas ornament. All right, so now we have all the colors wrapped around there. I wish I could keep that color. That orange color would be amazing. I wish I could get that fiery color on that. All right, so we're going to do a technique I call finger painting. It literally is just what it sounds like. It is finger painting with 3,000 degrees of glass. So we're just going to heat it up and just start using this glass rod as simulated artificial finger. I'm going to spiral it all the way around, just kind of mixing those colors up. I'll show you what they look like prior to getting it done. So there it is with the coils, and then there it is mixed up. Got to do that all the way around, creates a kind of tie-dye effect. Jerry Garcia would be very proud. And we're just going to do that all the way across this whole mushroom top here. Just keep going. A little bit more. Just a little bit more here. And some right here. And I think we're all good. All right, so now we have all the colors swirled all the way around. Kind of blends it. Now we're going to actually make the mushroom shape. So we need a little bit more fire, a little wider flame. Get a big swath heated up. Like that. Bring it out. Yeah, Jerry would. I met Jerry Garcia for like 10 seconds in Stockton, California. So that's about as much as I got out of it. All right, here we go. We're going to blow this open and then get it into the mushroom cap. Got to be careful on this, though. Oop, that's why. All right. So this is the beginning of the mushroom. Now, the trick is from here, got to heat it in a specific spot. So we want this mushroom to turn out like a mushroom. So see where I'm pointing right there? We got to heat it all the way around on the bottom here, and that cap will fall down. It's like a weeble wobble. It's going to fall down. I am very chill with the glass. You saw Jerry and Salinas? Yeah. It was cool. I mean, 10 seconds was cool enough for me. All right, here we go. And we just got that happening. Going to use this tool just a little bit to bring it back up and give it a small push of air. And see how it just went into the mushroom cap after we heated up and it shrunk down? That's kind of the trick to it. And we're going to use the flashlight so you can see the colors bouncing through now. So you can see all those blues and stuff bouncing through. Like that. Oh, no, you can't see it. Damn it. There. Yeah, it looks good. I'm happy. And we're going to pop a little hook on it, and then we'll finish the bottom. The bottom part's actually we got to do the bottom first. Never mind. Got to make the bottom. Okay, we got to attach there. So I got to separate this. This part is one of my favorite things to do in glassblowing because it never gets boring. And it's just cool as hell to do this. If you ever do a glass experience or you do one with me, you will definitely do this because it is just so much fun. Even if we just do it for the hell of it, not for making a piece, just to do this because it's a blast. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. And like that. Then we got this little flippy floppy of kidney shapes. But what that did is it just cut that tubing open like that. And then we're going to make it all nice and smooth. No, I don't really get burned. Knock on wood right now, but no, I don't. I actually want to trim this off. It's got too big a wobble in it. We're going to cut the glass. Here we go. Ever seen glass cut before? It's kind of cool. Now we got it nice and smooth. You guys got the full show today. The glow show. All right, got to grab one more tool here. This right here so we can get it nice and even. There we are. So now we just have to put a hook on there, but it should sit by itself too. So I designed it to do either way. Ooh. That got really hot fast. That's weird. I shouldn't have got that hot that fast. All right, let's get the hook on. So what I do is I make a little nub on here, and then I put the hook on there. It gives it a lot of durability and strength. Because cats and glass do not like each other. Cats think that they own the world, and the glass tends to want to live. There we are. And we'll just bend this into place like that. With a tap. And then round that out. And we should have a nice little ornament hook there. Make sure it's all nice and straight. Yeah, it's just a basic little mushroomy ornament like that. Let's give a check on our orange Elvis bird. So the orange Elvis is kind of coming out. That's the orange Elvis so far. So this is a color I've been experimenting with tonight. I kind of like it in the bird. It looks good. It needs to get a little more red, but yeah. Work that way back there. We are making all kinds of stuff tonight. We just finished a mushroom and green pickle ornament, red and white striped icicle ornament. All right, we're going to do a couple. We're going to change it up. We'll mix things up. So we're not doing the same thing over and over and over. We're going to do a red and white icicle ornament. What's the hardest thing I've ever made? It's a good question. The hardest thing I don't think I have an answer for. It's nothing's like super hard. Just kind of it's frustrating at times. Yeah, we are getting we're not prepping orders, we are finishing orders. It has been a busy season so far. Definitely a busy season. Wow. Looks like my recording is a little off. So we're going to bring this out. So this is about as much as this glass drips. It's pretty uneventful. This glass is borosilicate, commonly referred to as Pyrex. Yeah, busy season is the best, but man, it gets crazy. Yeah, we are getting to the cutoff point, though, very soon here. There will be a point where I just can't do any more orders for people because of the mail service. Yeah, the Clipper ships are, nobody's doing those anymore because shipping them is a pain in the butt. But yeah, the Clipper ships, I've seen lots of them done. I could do a small one. I wouldn't be able to do a very large one because I'm out of practice. But yeah, we could do a tiny little ship. No, different types of glass. The pigments actually change a lot of the properties too. It's actually very intuitive to say that. Yeah, the pigments can definitely change the pigment. Why is it called uranium glass? I'll give you a good guess. All right, so this is a white. It'll go really super white. It looks very frosty right now. It's either called uranium glass or it is called Vaseline glass. Those two terms refer to the uranium. And here we go. So we're going to add the white. I actually have to look up why they called it Vaseline glass. Don't quite know the answer to that now that I think about it. Should probably know that. Definitely should definitely figure that one out. Used to teach this to your students. So what COE did you use with your students? What was the coefficiency? All right. And we're going to keep adding the white. Yeah, there's a difference between crystal and this. Crystal's definitely a different animal to work with. All right, now we got the white all the way around. Yeah, the little jellyfish. I have another one back there too. It's got more of the tentacles spread out. I do like that version. Okay, that is a very dark, dark red. We do not want that one yet. We need a average red. There we go. You made beads using propane, and what was the COE though? Can you make a Thor's hammer? I can't make a Thor's hammer yet, but we have done a hammer. But I should be able to make kind of like a Thor-ish hammer. All right, here we go. So we're going to add in the red. We're going to put this all the way around. Now, unfortunately, this color goes completely transparent for quite a while. So it's not going to show up really, really well until it sits in the kiln for a little bit. There's that, and one more. And there we go. What's called glasses you make? I'm trying to follow that. the yellowish green color, like giving it a petroleum look. Well, thank you, Red Squeak. I was just curious. I didn't know if it had a specific purpose behind it. Thank you for subbing. And if you are watching this and you're enjoying the content, I would greatly appreciate you subscribing. It doesn't cost you anything. It's free to do. And it definitely helps us out a lot. When did I first learn to do this? Well, I grew up with it. So my mother, pretty much it's all I've known her to do for her career. So I kind of have grown up with it. So for me, it's different. All right, so we got to take this and we're going to spin it up and turn it to an icicle kind of thing, peppermint stick. And here we go. We're getting ready to do that now. In 3, 2, 1. Man, I made this too long. So the trick to getting the spiral going is you have to spin both hands at the same pace, but one just a little slower than the other one. That's what gives you your spiral. Like I said, unfortunately, the red's not going to show up right away. New Zealand, thank you for subbing. Hey, thank you for the jewels. All right, let's put a little hook on here. Bring it up like that. And bring this down. Just got to make sure it's straight now. So you can kind of see that spiral going around. And again, unfortunately, the red won't show up till it sits in the kiln for a while. It's one of those funky colors. And we're just going to burn it off here. Like that. Well, that sucked. My tool is stuck to my watch. All right, so we got that little spiral going on. We're going to take this little scrap piece and see what we can do with it, though. Let's see if we can do something different with it. What happens if you spin at the same time then? Nothing. It just kind of stays straight. It won't spin around and create a coil. So you kind of have to rotate one hand just a little bit slower than the other. So it gives it that twist. Okay, we're going to spin this one way up. So we'll see how many twists we can get in this. It's just a scrap piece of glass, so it's not like it's important for anything. But we're going to have fun with it. Okay, and here we go. Heat it up. This one, let's just go pretty wild. We'll see how many twists and turns we can get in it. It got a little wobbly right there, so that's where it's going to have to finish off. Couldn't go all the way. I tried to go all the way through it. But you can see we twisted that one way up. There's a lot of spirals in there. Put a little hook on this, and it'll probably end up in someone's box as a freebie. Occasionally with orders, I drop random freebies in there. Just because. Out. There. So hopefully you can see the coils spinning around there. It's so hard with the white. It's just not showing as well. But they are in there. I'm going to burn this off. And we'll hopefully get that one to come out red too. All right, what else do we have on the agenda? Pickle, red, white, stripe ornament. Yeah. Yeah, I got to do a pig. I don't have any pink with me. Give me 1 second. We got to make the flying pig. I'll be right back. I got to grab the color. All right, we got the colors here. Oops, stay. Got the classic pink for the flying pig. Park this down here. Got to get something to drink too. It's hella hot. Do I do custom whatever you're making, like with the same some glass blow? We do custom, but as long as it's within kind of like the area that I like working in. I don't make everything. I think the worst thing a glass blower can do is say, "Oh, I make everything." That means they make nothing good. Okay, I'm going to grab a little eyeball maker here. Got that, and I need this. All right, so we're making a flying pig. Ornament. Oxygen and propane are the gases, the two gases. Either that or I got a little dragon down here. I'd rather have a dragon, but unfortunately I have oxygen and propane. All right, got that. Let's go. All right, so what we're going to make, like I said, is the flying pig, and it's a little ornament. The wings will be put together. Why does everybody want to know the biggest creation? I just don't get it. It doesn't have to be monstrous to look cool. But I have some pretty big, sizable pieces I've done. I have a sword sitting behind me that is 4 feet long, 49 inches. And for solid glass, that's pretty damn big. All right, so we're making the body to the pig real quick. go. All right. So we got the little shape for the piggy right there. And then we're going to make the head for it. Keep it all fused together. Like that. Okay, so I'm going to bring this down in this flame size. This material right here is what my glasses, the lenses in my frames are made out of. This is called digidium. And what it does is it filters out a lot of the bright light spectrum that you're about to see. So here we go. Good night, dragonfly. All right, here we go. See how bright that is? And watch. There. There. Totally magic, right? Magical. What's my smallest creation? I've got a little hummingbird around here that fits in the size of a dime. It's like an itty bitty 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 hummingbird. Okay, we're going to have to pull this down a little bit into a thin rod here because I need to do some details on the face. Ever burned myself? Tiny little burns. What is my favorite piece that my mom made? That's a good question. She doesn't have it anymore because she sold it, but she made a full-blown Christmas tree that was about, I think it was about 12 inches tall. And on the tree, it had like 48 individual miniature ornaments that hung on there. They didn't were fused onto it. They actually hung, and they were micro detailed ornaments. And that was a really cool piece. But someone came along and offered a substantial amount of money for it, and she was right to take the money for it. So I don't blame her for selling it. So there we got the little snout for the piggy nose. And we're going to start adding details on here. So the first thing I do is I like to add the little jowls on the side. I almost stabbed myself with hot glass right there. I'm going to put one there. One there. Kind of give it some detail. And we got to give it some eyeballs. Now, a lot of my characters that I do, they have some similarities to the actual animal, but I also do some liberties on it and kind of make them whimsical. So they will have like a formation of a pig, but it's not going to be like an absolute pig. All right, so we got the face going on right there. I don't know if you can see that. So those are the eyes. Now we have to do the ears on here. Just little curly ears. that. So just little itty bitty piggy ears on there. So we got the face starting to form up. We're going to put the feet on, legs, feet, whatever you want to call it. And then we're going to do the wings. And then this will be done. So the wings will be the actual hook too. We're going to fuse the wings together and it creates the hook that this ornament will hang by. But it will also sit on a table if you don't want it hanging. So it does have multi-purpose to it, multi-function. A little leggy there. Little stubby leg there. So we got two little front legs going on, and then we're going to put them in the back as well. I'm going to move these forward just a touch. There. Let's do the back ones. Actually, I got to move this way forward. That pulled back too far. All right, now we got to do the back ones. So now we got the little legs going on for the pig. And now my favorite part, the absolute favorite thing, is the wings. Y'all ready to see some wings? Here we go. So there is wing number 1 on there. Then we're going to form the second one, and then we're going to bring them together. We're looking good. Like that. So right now we have the wings set apart. Now the trick is we're going to heat them up, push them together, lock them at the top, and that will create the hook that this will hang by. So that is curve number 1 going on right there. Then we're going to do curve number 2. And they come right together like that. And then we'll lock them together with a little touch of glass. Like that. So now this will be a full-blown ornament that can hang on the tree, but it'll also sit. Now we just have to do the piggy tail. You do have to have a little bit of memory to it. Probably why I can't do a horse, because I just don't know what a horse physically looks like. Muscle-wise. I can do a horse's head really well, but I'm not very good at doing the body. And that's the problem I have with doing them. So I got to get a better grip on that. There we go. Clean that up a little. Bring it out. And everything's over exaggerated because if I did the tail anatomically correct, it would be hard. But now we can grip it. So there is the pig hanging, the flying pig. So you over exaggerate the tail, over exaggerate a lot of different features, so everything just kind of hangs correctly. All right, got to do another icicle version. We're going to add a different red on there this time because that last one did not quite work out. I'm not very thrilled with that. I'll just use the normal pomegranate. We'll use this red. It'll strike up really well. Let's move the pink out of the way so I don't get it mixed up with anything. Send pictures at different angles. That's the hard part. Yeah, I appreciate that, but it's something that I have to remember in my head, if that makes any sense, as I'm going through it. Cuttlefish would be cool. Yeah. All right, let's make the icicle ornament again. The last one did not quite come out red yet, so I want to make sure I have one. All good. How did I add the ass to the glass for the animal memorial that you have on Instagram? Which one are you talking about? Oh, the ash. Sorry, I read that wrong. You have to dip it in and mix it correctly. You definitely have to make sure you do that very, very efficiently. There's only so much ash you can put in with the glass before it becomes a different item altogether, like material wise. Yeah, you add a little bit at a time and then mix it, a little bit at a time, mix it. Sorry, I read that wrong. I mean, I know what it was spelled like, but I was trying to figure it out. And then I was like, oh, okay. It's 1 a.m. I have a slight excuse. All right, so we're going to turn this into the icicle ornament. Then we might do something different again. Where would I be if I would? There we go. You've had horses most of your life? No marbles right now. I am actually filling full-blown orders. Like, these are all Christmas orders that have to get out. Yeah, we're running down the clock. All right, we got that tube preheated. We're going to stripe it with white, then we're going to put some red, and hopefully we get a really nice combo going. Actually, you know what? Hold on one second. I see something better. I need to grab this before I forget it. That is the perfect red right there. That's what I want. Move. My bench is a total mess. Come on. Yeah, right there. That's the red I want right there. That's my huckleberry. Yep, we're doing all kinds of different ones. We're just mixing it up as we go. Okay, got that one. I think I saw one extra back here as a backup as well. Just in case. Nope. Okay. No, that's still pomegranate. Okay, we're good. It'll be fine. Andrew, thank you so much for the thumbs up. What got me into glassblowing? My mother started when I was 2 years old, so I grew up with it. I enjoyed growing up with it. I was a little hellion though with it. I had this like little BB gun when I was younger, and I used to take my parents' glass figures out in the backyard. They didn't know this for a long time, and I would shoot them with the BB gun because they would explode epically, and then I'd have to go bury the evidence. And then they'd try and figure out where the items went, blaming each other. But it was me. I was out there shooting them. What's up from Argentina? Yeah, they would explode epically. Okay, just a little bit more to go. Almost done. I bet you ladies hate hearing that. Almost done. It's late night. I don't think any kids are up, so I could say that. What's up from England? How you doing? Okay, so we have all the white striped around here. Now we're going to add the red. This one should pop up and populate with red after I'm done. So should hopefully show. So red is a little different character as far as the color goes. It does go completely transparent as I start applying it, but eventually it comes back to red. It's called a striking color, and it sounds exactly what it does. It strikes back to its color. So we're going to fill in between those white lines right now with the red. Just nice and easy all the way around. The trick on this is to skim the flame, not to have it all the way in the flame, but to skim it. Yep, all the way around. There we go. And there we go. So that is the red being applied on there. Hopefully we get a little bit of it coming back to life. So we're going to taper it up at the top, bring all those colors together. Like that. So we just kind of blended everything all the way up at the front. And then we just have to turn it into an icicle. Am I out of punties again? No, here's one. It's not quite short enough, but it'll work. You know what? I just help the glass along, get it going where it needs to go. Honestly, it's just a lot of practice. You do not have to have epic skills, artistic skills to be able to do this at all. Just practice, practice, practice. Oop, that is very wobbly right there. All right, so now we got it both ends solid or sealed up here. We're going to heat it up and twist it as we go along. And hopefully we get a nice spiral to it and it'll look like a peppermint stick. So we got a core base heat going to it, core heat. And we're going to keep going and then we'll just start letting it do its thing. And we do have a nice spiral to it. It may look very much all solid white right now, but it won't later. Yeah, the snowman is one of the most popular items I have. Although this year the peppermint swirl, the actual candied mint, is definitely more popular than the snowman. All right, we're going to bring it up and burn this off right here. Like that. Sure, it is all straightened out. I'm going to bring it over. Hopefully you can see a little bit of that spiral running through there. And then in between all that white, there should be red. You can see it on the bottom of that piece starting to come around. But that's what it should do, theoretically. Could have a bad day and it not happen. All right, let's burn this off. That. So yeah, we got kind of like a little cool peppermint stick going, icicle, peppermint stick, whatever you want to call it. So this one we're going to do different. I was going to turn it to another icicle, but we're going to fan it out into like a plate looking thing. We're going to try and spiral it up, make it look really cool. But yeah, we're going to spin it open into like a little mini saucer dish. So first thing is we got to get an extremely good attachment to the end here. So as I start spinning this, it doesn't come flying off at me. I've had that happen. It's not a very fun thing. All right, we're going to let that cool. I'm going to check something right quick. Okay, we're doing good. And yeah, we're okay. All right, so we're going to take this little nugget of whatever you want to call it, and we're going to spin it open into a mini plate. We're going to see if we can do it in a little tiny ornament, like a weird looking one. This is 31 years. All right, so we got that. You can see the red starting to come back. First thing we're going to do is separate the tube. Bring it down there. Heat it up, and we've got to separate this. So we're going to blow it open and separate it that way. And 3, 2, 1. Like that. You get this little doodad going. All right, we're going to got a little bit of funkiness at the end here. We're going to cut that off. Cut the funk. Like that. End up with that little curly cube. Then we're going to add a little bit of red to the end and give it a little coil at the end. So we're going to put a little bead around it. Like that. So when we flare this out, it should have a red rim around the outer portion of it. All right, so we're going to smooth it out just a little bit. We're going to take this reamer and just make sure it's all nice and blended. Put it on the edge. All right, so we've got a little bit of a cone shape going. It's a little off. Now we're just going to heat it up and use centrifugal force to just kind of flare it open. But it's really off. It's going to be funky. That's okay. We can do funky. Wow, it went really funky. That's okay. We're going to turn this into a cool ornament. I have an idea for it. Now, this part is a lot of fun with glass when you just kind of fly by the seat of your pants and just don't have anything in mind as to what's going on until you get there. No preconceived vision for what you're making. Okay, so we're going to take that, and then we're going to flare it open a little bit with a tool, kind of give it some impressions. Hopefully it doesn't snap off that rod I just attached. They tend to want to do that if you're not totally secure with it, but we'll find out. If it falls, it's not a big deal. It's happened before. So we got, oh, that was hot. That was hot as hell. Didn't even see that. So we got just kind of like this little funky flower thing. We're going to pop a little bird on here. We're just going to make it on the fly. We'll just make it blue. It's blue. Okay, Scott, we get it. So we're going to pop a little blue bird on here. So this is one of the most basic birds you could learn to make. When you start out, this is kind of why I want to make it. This is so simple. You're going to take it and you're going to fold it over like that, then pull it down. And you start by making this little body with a tail on it, okay? Not anything overcomplicated. And then we're going to add a little top to it for the head. So this is Glass 101 sculpting. Yeah, happy little accident, correct. So this is 101 sculpting. I'm just kind of walking you through it. Going to add a little beak there. And then for the wings, these are very, very basic wings. It's called the fold over. Take it, bring it up, fold it over once, and bring up the wing. Bring it over, and fold it over again on the other side. And that is like Glass 101 right there. Yeah, it's just a simple little sculpted bird. And like I said, it's not overly complicated. And I always tell people that's a very easy item to make. And then you could put a little hanger around where the bottom of the bird is, like a little loop, fabric loop. And then it'll just hang there. So easy. And we're going to break that off. So yeah, this was all scrap glass. There's nothing complicated about it, just a piece of scrap. Throw it together, but that's how you get through that. Nothing overly complicated. Okay. Blue bird of happiness. I wish it was a happy bird, but it's really not. I used to make happy birds, but I don't do that on here. Pop a bird on the fly. Oh, that was funny. I didn't even get that. That's a good one. All right, I'm going to call it a night. It is 2:00 my time, and then I'll be back with in the morning, and we'll be back at it making more glass. So thank you for hanging with me. I appreciate it. Y'all have been awesome. Guitar picks? No, but if you send me a message, there is someone I know that makes absolutely fantastic guitar picks. I mean, they're the best in glass I've ever seen. I will give you the referral for that. You can go check them out. All right, I am hitting the sack. Y'all have a good night. Red Squeak, thank you so much for hanging with me, and all the members. Thank you, Bayo, and I appreciate it. And that's awesome. So I will see y'all tomorrow. Have a good night.